Now, I'm a firm believer that we don't have to reinvent the wheel to make something great. I just need a better wheel than that guy. But this guy not only made a perfect wheel, he made 4 of them, slapped them on a monster truck, and did a wheelie. So let's take a look at how this game is just so fucking awesome. It opens as all good games should, on just a tad bit of narration. In just 8 lines, he tells us where we are, why we're doing it, what to expect, and who we are. Both the narration and the upcoming tutorial are both skippable, which is always nice to include for players who just don't want it. And also includes multiple levels of difficulty in case the game proves to be too hard or too easy. While in the tutorial, he very clearly lays out every aspect of how to control the ship, and he also makes sure to highlight anything unusual from normal games and forces you to do it multiple times. This is how to do a tutorial. When we finish our missions, we get a very nicely laid out summary of all of our accomplishments or failures. We get information and mail from the world around us. Not all of it is just exclusively tied to the gameplay, so we can really feel like we're a part of this world. When selecting our next jobs, we have maximum agency, from not only being able to select the next job we get to go out and do, but even the time length, and each time length comes with a different permit cost, making every choice a player makes feel like it truly matters. What tool will I bring? How much money am I willing to risk on this job? Will I make that money back? This game essentially has a secondary motto of efficiency and productivity, and it's something the player can feel throughout the entire world. The game always keeps you on your toes with these timers, and they really make you feel the pressure in an otherwise relaxing experience. But most of the time, it was your choice, creating a challenge of your own making. Each tool provides a unique experience, with differing feedback, different skill sets required, and each one is specialized to be uniquely better at a certain purpose. The game allows you to do things you feel like you shouldn't be allowed to do. It makes it feel more like a playground than just a simple game. What else is hiding under the surface? What else can I do that I wasn't told about? It instills curiosity, but he made sure we can't break it while we're having fun. The feeling of dying in this game is spectacular. I had to slow it down so I could break it down for us. Notice the immediate switch to all of the functions after we actually explode, creating a sense of finality and letting the player truly feel their mistakes. Now let's look at the few mistakes this game has and where we can improve. So there's actually a critical error with this game that I kind of just glossed over and haven't shown yet. This is not the default UI. This is. And distinguishing greens is the most common color issue for people with color sensitivities or blindness. So just like spicy food, it's something you want to use in moderation, and there's a whole section of the population who just won't be able to handle it. And we don't want that for our games, right? Having this as the default UI could keep somebody from even being able to find the secondary UI. There's a really easy fix to this, which is just to make this the default UI and allow the original default to be the secondary. We also have this other issue in the UI where we really can't see what we're trying to select or have selected or what's unselected. In a game where we otherwise feel like every choice and every action deeply matters, we suddenly have a difficult time even knowing what we're trying to choose. There's literally an infinite amount of ways to separate the two more definitively. Shapes are always helpful, like arrows or reworking the brackets in some way, but these don't really work in every menu for a game like Deep Space Exploitation. What I think would maybe work quite well would be this retro highlighting style for selections. I think it goes well with this like GBA theme and can look really nice in the brackets, but best of all, it makes it super obvious. We also have this unintuitive tool equipping and unequipping. It should feel easy, just allowing players that freedom to easily switch instead of jumping from menu to menu trying to equip a single tool. It can be really frustrating and annoying. And unlike with aspects in the gameplay, instead of acting like a villain you love to hate, it's more like having to sit through Borderlands, where you're just upset that you had to deal with it in the first place. When a player returns to a game that they've already played, Continue has tended to become the standard for the top menu item, but even if we're not going to include a Continue option, which is totally fine, Load Game is always going to be preferable over New. Another way to think of this, if a player is returning to the game, it's likely because they wanted to play their game. I personally wouldn't want to put it on, but I do think a good high-quality CRT or scanline overlay would really help draw in some of the retro heads out there. But what I would like to see would be some screen shake options. And more options never hurt anyone. I wouldn't leave them on as the default though. But can you just imagine this RAM with some screen shake added?